I was in work on Wednesday night.
Are you allowed to talk about this? Does this violate the social media policy?
Not really.
Is YouTube social media?
Yes.
Okay.
So I was in work on Wednesday night, and I was duty manager, which is you're kind of in charge of the shop. So I was called down to checkouts about this elderly woman. So this elderly woman usually comes in.
Is this the Snapchat I saw the other day?
Yes. So this elderly woman usually comes in. She's got dementia or something. So she comes in, buys all the shopping, goes to pay for it with her card, and her card's usually declined. And it's usually just a case of, okay, so they take the stuff and they put it back on the shelves. No harm done. Except this night, where the elderly woman came in, did her shopping, pissed herself, went to clothing, took a pair of trousers, swapped them in the changing room, and then put the piss-covered trousers on top of the shopping in the trolley. And then, guess who it was who had to go and waste out all the piss-covered shopping?
Yay.
Yeah. It was me.
Is this what you pictured when you were like thinking, I'll be a Tesco's manager, that you'd be washing piss-covered shopping?
No.
If she has such an advanced illness where she's doing that kind of thing, why is she not supervised?
This is the thing. So she is a frequent customer at Tesco, but apparently, and no one decided to tell me this at the time, whenever she enters the store, there's a number of the family we're supposed to call. And because sometimes what happens is she'll come in and pay for it, and it does go through, and she takes it home, and then say a family member or something visit her the next day, and then they bring the shopping back, because it's like £100 worth of shopping. Like, it's a good shop.
Like, why
is she not being supervised at like all times?
Yeah. Because if she's doing that kind of thing, you'd think they would have either her in a home so she can get 24/7 care.
Yeah.
Or a live-in care.
Yeah.
It seems very neglectful by the family.
Yeah. But that's not all.
No. Are
So
we on to
today,
the funny bit, or is it still the gross?
this is still the gross stuff.
You're right, okay.
So today, a customer, now I have no idea, I was told this one. A customer came in, went to the toilet.
Oh, no.
Didn't really finish properly.
Jesus.
What?
I was walking around the store with shit running down his leg.
Oh, my God.
Then, so he walked from the back of the store where the toilets are.
How do you do that?
Maybe he was in a rush.
Up to no, he wasn't in a rush, because he went from the back of the store where the toilets are up to the front of the store where the mobility scooters are. Got on a mobility scooter, drove around the store, did his shopping, and then left, still with shit running down his leg.
How much shit did he produce?
I don't know. But they ended up taking the mobility scooter right back and just power hosing it.
Nice. Speaking of shit.
Oh, dear.
I don't know about you guys, but when I was in grammar school, we had a phantom shitter in our school at the time.
Did he drop a deuce in the urinal?
No, he shit and smeared like all the shit on like on the inside of the stall. And this got brought up in work the other day when we were having tea.
I can't say I have ever...
But like, so then we were guys who went to school up here found out, oh, there was a phantom shitter in our year too, or we were in school. But this guy would go around shitting in people's bags. But like, it started as people's bags, and then it was like, oh, he took a shit in the quad or whatever, and then like, there was one time he shat in someone's blazer pocket.
Why? How do you even do that?
How did he position, like, obviously the guy left the blazer somewhere and then he decided to take a shit.
He's clearly shit on the floor and put it into the
I was
pocket.
like, did he bring a bag of shit in with him and put it in a guy's pocket?
Like, the cubicle one is... Right, it's still gross, but there's no one victim to that. Do you know what I mean?
There's no malicious intent there.
Yeah. But the shit in someone's pocket is
that's just the next level.
It's irresponsible.
But like, imagine like going to imagine like, oh, I've left my bag in the quad. doing my thing at lunchtime. Come back, get in the class, put your hand in your bag to get a book out. It just comes out covered in shit.
There's a big dookie looking up at you.
I wonder how the school reacted to that.
He was expelled. And
Yeah,
I
no,
think he
I'm
was
gonna guess
charged for
expelled.
damages.
And like the cost of stuff, yeah.
Teenagers are fucking assholes. You really,
Yeah.
you realize that?
Yeah.
All right, Hans, bring up your other preamble.
Yeah, what's the funny thing?
Right. Sexism, right?
Alright, okay, here we go.
Always a great way to start a conversation.
Double standards, okay? So,
Okay.
during intercourse,
Right.
it is acceptable for a woman to say, "Oh yeah, hurt me daddy," or something along those lines. Correct?
I mean, do I enjoy it? No, it's acceptable, yes.
Why is it not acceptable for a guy to turn around to a girl and say, "Oh yeah, hurt me mummy"? I really struggle to not laugh saying that. It's sexist. It's what it is. It's victimizing males.
Well, personally, I find them both a bit weird.
But it is universally accepted. For,
You
like,
might find that one chick who's into it.
it'd be really fucked up if she was actually a mum. Like, not your mum. That's even more fucked up. But like,
More fucked up.
that'd be really fucked up. But like, if she was actually like, say, a mum, like you're banging a milf or something, and then she's like, "Yeah, call me mummy," that'd be pretty fucked. That'd be really fucked.
That would be pretty fucked.
So there you go.
So you're saying, Hans, if you went out and you banged some guy who was a dad, it wouldn't be as messed up?
I mean, no, that'd be still pretty fucked. Like, if you are what they're getting you to call them, it's pretty fucked.
Yeah, hurt me, asshole. Oh.
I'm just saying, that's the Hans Davis food for thought for this month.
I hope Tesco's heard this.
So do I. What do you get sacked for? Asking the hard-hitting questions.
Not being scared to ask the questions that people are scared to ask. Brothers and sisters, welcome to the Not So Super Bash Bros presents Game Club for September 2018. Yes, Game Club is back, the monthly video podcast review thing, where we take turns picking games, play them for the month, and come back and discuss them for your listening pleasure. This month, it was Alex's choice, and he picked Epistory Typing Chronicles by Fishing Cactus, the typing adventure game originally released on PC on the 30th of March 2016. And as ever, I am the quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog, Nick Davis. Joined by Sphinx of Black Quartz, Judge My Vow, Hans Davis.
What the fuck?
And pack my box with 5 dozen liquor jugs, Alex Crawford.
Did you just like Google phrases?
I Google phrases that had every letter of the alphabet in them.
Sorry. What was the one for Alex? Because I literally pissed myself laughing halfway through.
Pack my box with 5 dozen liquor jugs.
Why does it sound so dirty? Oh,
Wow.
that's your best ones yet. I'm not gonna lie. Those are your best ones yet.
Yes, we're back. How is everybody?
I'm better now. Yeah. Fuck. Oh, how are you, Nick? You always ask us how we are.
good.
How are you?
I'm pretty sure we ask him back.
Yeah, I usually do.
Right. Nick, shut up.
Let's make
Alex,
this
how
an
are you?
exception. We're not asking him this week.
Yes, no ROI this month because he was lazy and forgot to play the game.
Also, he has a new job. Let's maybe give him some credit there.
However, he also done fucked up and bought the game and then cannot refund it because it's been too long.
He was saying to me there, every weekend since buying the game, I was like, right, I'll sit down and play it.
And then never does.
He never did.
Yeah, he also said the same to me every weekend. Was I'll probably sit down and play Epistory this weekend, and then came back and be like, "You play it?" No. Forgot. Other things happened. As ever, broken this down into 3 categories.
Oh boy.
Okay.
Gameplay,
Yeah. That's right.
art and story,
Damn Skippy, boy.
and the third category, as I would now like to make them discussion points rather than categories, because it makes my job easier. Can typing games work in the 21st century?
Sick, nasty farts.
What?
That's pretty outrageous.
I don't know. I'm still just trying to think of things to say in between your pauses.
Fill in the silence.
Yeah, pretty much.
So, I played about, I'd say, 90 minutes of this game and completed, I think, the first 2 or 3 chapters. Mm-hmm. Hans?
I got up to the water/ice region.
I think that's chapter 2, I believe.
Okay, right.
Alex?
I finished it.
Okay. So, as the kind of genre dictates, this is a typing game, much in the vein of something like Typing of the Dead.
Did you say as the genre dictates? You mean the title?
Well, yeah. Well, I also said typing adventure earlier.
It's in
Where
the
essentially
title.
you traverse this land as a little girl on a fox, and to progress you are typing words and getting new powers that let you do new things. It's pretty gameplay wise. It is very straightforward, I think.
Yep.
You never really do much beyond kind of stop in place, type a few words, continue on once you've got rid of the obstacles. There are a couple of sections in the gameplay where you're like locked in place and you have to kind of manage waves of enemies coming your way with some of the powers you get. So you get a fire power, which when you hit an enemy, it'll kind of like burn through their next word. So you can hit an enemy once, then hit another one, and then it'll kind of like slowly tick down each enemy. You get an ice power, which will freeze enemies in place to kind of let you kind of control like a wave of enemies coming at you. And overall, yeah, I think it is very...
And you get a spark power.
Yes, I never got the spark power.
Which jumps to every enemy around the screen.
So it's like chain lightning.
But it only jumps if it isn't the last word
okay, so
of
you
the
can't
enemy
kill
you're
people
hit.
with it, yeah.
So if everyone apart from one has one word and one has 2 words,
Yeah.
if you hit the 2 words, it kills everything else.
Okay.
And then there's a wind.
Yes, I think I was partially through the wind bit when I decided to pack it in.
You shouldn't have been, because the wind is after the spark.
Well, I'd started seeing like bits and pieces of like, oh, here's turbines that I don't really have the
okay.
power to deal with.
Yeah, they're scattered throughout.
Yeah.
The wind is a knockback, a massive knockback.
But all in all, I do think for what the game is, like obviously you're typing words, they've done a fair bit with it, and there is kind of a lot of thinking on the fly of how to deal with all these enemies possibly coming at you.
They do change up that arena, kind of, when you're locked in one place and the enemies are coming around you. They add like you're in a mine and you have to hit lamps, like crystals, to light up the enemies so you can see the words.
That was actually in the trailer, yeah. So
that was pretty fun to do. Like, it keeps you on your toes having to relight the zones.
But no, like all in all, I do think for considering, like, say, I'm going to keep harkening back on it because it's probably the best example of a typing game, Typing of the Dead, where like it is kind of the same sort of concept where in Typing of the Dead, zombies would slowly like trundle towards you, and you kind of had to type to make sure they died before they actually got and dealt damage. This is kind of just that from a kind of top-down perspective. Yeah. Obviously, there's a bit more. There is more kind of puzzle solving in it. Like in some of the dungeons, there is actually like some puzzle solving. Like the ice dungeon, there are like floor puzzles where you have to slide across the ice and have to kind of hit all the buttons on the floor with like kind of overlapping or resetting them.
Can I just say, in every game I've played with that has it, like Pokemon has it, and like other games have it, I fucking hate those puzzles. I am really bad at them. And I get really frustrated. I'm just like, no, just go the fucking direction I want you to go.
Hans, you're forgetting one key aspect here.
You're better at games than I am? Yeah, okay. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm just saying I suck at them. I openly admitted that I suck at them.
But yeah, there is some light RPG elements in there. Like you have a skill tree that you can kind of.
What are you?
I don't know what the fuck I said there. You have a skill tree which you can kind of like upgrade your abilities with. So like your fire will burn through more words if you dot someone with it, or you can you can sprint, which is a weird ability.
Oh, it's so handy.
I'm not debating it's handy, but it's weird that it's like locked in a skill tree.
Yeah, that is kind of weird.
You also like passively upgrade your movement speed as well.
But yeah, all in all, like it's an interesting way for like these type of games to go. Like you don't really see many of them do this sort of isometric perspective kind of puzzle solving element of them. A lot of them have kind of stuck to the typing of the dead style of where it's all you're really doing is typing rather than you do have this adventure game aspect in this one.
No, like it is really cool that they've done a lot with what is essentially at its core concept very limited. I think all like the different elements and stuff are pretty cool. The one thing I didn't like, but this is maybe just because of how I play games, if you don't use the keys that they do for navigating, so they like say, what is it for navigating, like J,
Yeah.
K or whatever, and L and I, but I used WASD.
Yeah.
It's the maneuvering with WASD is really annoying because to go kind of up or down or left or right, you kind of have to press diagonally, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because
they
because of
recommend
the
those
angle of
because
it.
I think they recommend those because those are kind of like
They're
most,
typing keys.
Yeah, like if you like they're the most natural way to keep your hands that like it's easy to switch between traversal and typing.
Yeah. No, I get
Which
that.
I
Like,
understand, but yeah,
that,
it's for people who like us.
I used WASD and didn't really know.
I used WASD and didn't really have much of a problem with it. It was a bit weird at first because I think I misplaced my hand at first and didn't realize you could use WASD and was like, what the fuck are these controls?
Yeah. No, like it was just to me, it just led to a couple of frustrating moments. Like for example, on the ice challenge, it was quite frustrating.
On the
because
ice challenge, there was a couple of times where like I wanted to go diagonally and obviously probably didn't time my button presses correctly and I ended up going side to side. I was like, no, that's not where I wanted to go.
But it was just a couple of frustrating moments. Like it was not a massive issue for me, but it was just kind of like, oh, that's a bit annoying at times.
I know the game was very much about kind of keeping your hands on the keyboard, but I almost feel like this might have benefited from like I click here and my character moves there with the mouse.
Yeah, that'd be pretty good. Or what if it was a double joystick shooter, which it technically could have been, actually, to be fair.
I mean, how are you gonna type that?
You don't type, you just shoot. So you,
so you just want a completely different game?
Yeah.
Okay.
You just want Geometry Wars or like something?
Nick,
Geometry Wars, but with letters.
Do you know who likes typing, Nick?
God.
Do you know who likes typing? Nerds. Do you know who likes guns, Nick? Cool people. There, settled. Argument done.
So you saying you're a nerd?
Nick, why do I imagine you dabbing when you made that noise?
I don't know. With just my fingers, though. Because that's
Doing
the
the
cool way
Fortnite
of
dance.
dabbing now.
Doing the sniff.
Singing All Star in his head.
Alright, side note. I think I may have discussed this already.
Okay, right.
Working that out, we were bowling the other day.
You talked about this with me, Nick, not with...
I'd say every child in that place did the floss dance or dabbed at least once.
Wow.
Hold on. You said you dabbed as well.
I also dabbed, but for a laugh, not because I think it's cool.
No, you still took part, right? You can't pass it
I'm
off
still
as...
one of those people.
It's not ironic anymore, Nick. It's just you're
It's
lame
not.
as fuck.
It's a nervous tick for me.
No, like I do. Like I think overall the gameplay is fine, but it's super. It's
a
super
solid
niche.
typing game in terms of gameplay. Like you can't. And the skill tree is.
It's a nice touch. It's a nice touch.
It is.
They didn't have to put in.
It adds a bit more to the system. Like later on, it does get quite handy to have fully upgraded elements and stuff like that.
Cool little thing though. I enjoyed that all the menus were typable. Like I just thought that was a nice little touch that you could literally just type the things in the menu that you wanted to upgrade and all, and like just type map.
Yeah.
The one thing that was a bit, I suppose it kind of did add to I know they probably put it in there to intentionally add to the challenge, but I found it a bit maybe unnecessary. Typing the word to change your magic. So
that was genius.
You like I was a bit.
I like that.
It adds a bit of a challenge to it. Like I
because you
appreciate
need to
that it's not.
actually think what you're going to do instead of just mindlessly pressing one button.
It's
bam.
not just like, I don't just hit 1, 2, or 3 to go to the right power. I need to actually think, all right, I need to type this to make sure I'm doing this, and then
The only issue I had was obviously being colorblind. I mixed up the ice and wind a lot.
So you thought you were on something and then typed wind and you're still on, but you were on wind already, sort of thing?
No, like later on it becomes obviously like you get fire enemies and ice enemies.
There's ones you actually have to use a certain element to actually hurt them in the first place.
So the wind and ice colors are very similar to me.
Oh, okay.
There must be like some kind of...
I'm assuming it's like light blue and something else,
So I would have wind on or ice on and start typing the word, nothing would come up. I was like, I have to read. But that's probably just a me thing.
I also liked how the fact, I suppose in a Castlevania, not Transylvania.
Completely different things.
One is full of Amish and one is full of vampires, right? They're basically the same place. In a Castlevania, Metroidvania sort of way, I liked how the powers do apply to do stuff outside, like your navigation as well.
Yeah.
That was a nice touch as well. Again, it was something extra they put in that they didn't need to. Like, they could have just made this a Horde-esque, like, game mode where you just sit in the middle and type constantly and see how far you get.
Do you know what I liked? This is a very small thing, but like the fallen trees and stuff, like you get lumber for the words to break them.
And then the themed words,
Yeah, and then later on, in like the last level, the desert, there's like wee hubs to trigger like spoken bits for the story.
Yeah.
And one was student, and then there was like someone talking about class, and then one was exhibition, was like talking about a project they were about to show. You know, it was very themed there. It was pretty
My
cool.
personal favourite was Eureka to open up the chests. It was pretty good.
Yeah.
I suppose it's worth mentioning then also that this game does have full workshop support.
Yeah.
So like people have made like custom dictionaries, and including my favourite where he's replaced the whole dictionary with 3 words. A, and A. So you can just mash your way through the game.
Was that not... That's like the top rated, or that's like the top downloaded
I think it is,
mod, I think.
I thought that was pretty funny. But obviously, like, people have made, like, full, like, other language packs. Like, there was no... From reading, like, forum posts and all in the workshop, there was no British English to begin with. And they have now since added, like... But it was a very... Like, I think it was the most downloaded.
But who wants to make it more difficult for themselves by adding an extra letter?
True.
Even though it is the correct way to spell things.
Yeah, I was about to say.
You
Don't
fucking
give the
Yanks.
Americans.
Oh, don't get me started having to read through journals and textbooks of bloody academics, leaving out the U.
Probably don't even spell journal with a U.
Wow, this is
Journal.
some high class. This is some high class humor, considering we're talking about shit at the start of the show. We cater to all audiences. Should we move on to...
Yep. So a big part of this game, I think, is it's immediately very... It looks very striking. I think the art style is absolutely top notch.
Oh, it's a very pretty game.
And it's a very good, like, themed art style. Like, it does unfold as if it's like this storybook, which kind of fits in tone with the whole idea of you're typing a game. And it does, and it plays out as if you're someone is reading a story to you. And I think it all, like, the theme and all the art ties together super, super well.
Like, once you get the end reveal, it makes a lot of sense as well.
Alex, since we didn't get to the end, why don't you tell us about the story?
Okay, so you know the
spoilers.
way,
Quote unquote spoilers.
For a 2-year-old game. You know the way in the different levels you can pick up fragments.
Yep.
Yes.
They are technically memory fragments.
Okay.
Because you're playing a character reliving her memories while she's in a coma.
Oh, very nice.
Oh, Jesus, this got real heavy.
And you are playing through the game to wake her up. So the very last thing you do is wake up from the coma.
See, now I feel bad about not finishing the game.
Because if you look at the fragments, the first level is her and what looks like a pet fox, or a fox that was rescued. And then it goes through her life. It goes to, like, I think the next one's college or graduation. And then the ice one is a graveyard where her parents die. So that, and then you have to go through all those like different things, and yeah, it's pretty crazy because you don't going through it. You don't know where it's leading you. You just know that you're lost, and then the fact that you're lost within your own memories is kind of a cool thing.
Yeah, no, it is, and say that I kind of assumed that there was going to be some underlying message to the narrative, because it's an indie game.
Yeah, yeah.
I was just like, kind of like, right, it's a child. Chances are the story's going to be fucking depressing because they all are. Limbo.
And then you wake up and there it is, a wee origami child on a fox.
No, I say, like, I kind of assumed it was going to be like that, and yeah, fair enough. It's a nice touch. The story isn't kind of the real reason you play it, though. Like,
no, but it is a very nice addition to it.
Yeah, and again, that goes back to them going above and beyond what the kind of genre needs. Like
they could have literally just made it a wave-based typing game.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, they could have made it a literal, like, epic fantasy about a girl and her fox here going around collecting runes, and that's literally it, because to save her village or something. Like, made it a lot more literal interpretation, I suppose.
Yeah.
Which still would have been cool, I suppose.
Yeah, but
it kind of makes sense then, because, like, I didn't get it all the way through, but aren't all the enemies bugs of some description?
Yeah.
So maybe, like, it's an idea where she's afraid of insects or something.
Which, to be fair, I actually kind of disliked, because there was very little. I know all the enemies do the same thing, but
walk towards you.
Yeah, but, like, they're all like the same
speeds.
They're all like the same model as well, which was kind of a bit shit.
Yeah.
There's new models later on.
I know. Like, for the Ice Temple, I think they also introduced the idea of, like, there is flying enemies which don't really care about pathing. They will just fly straight from the spawn to you.
Did you encounter the one letter bugs?
Yes.
Oh,
yeah.
They get scary.
Where it's, like, just the same two letters, like, repeated.
No.
Or so.
No, it's a swarm.
Oh, there's chests as well. They're like that, are.
Oh, yeah. There's a swarm of bugs that only have one letter, and they come at the same time as actual words.
Oh, okay.
And, of course, if anything hits you, you die, so...
Yeah. That was a bit annoying, like the fact it was one hit kill. Like,
get good.
Just don't get hit, scrubs.
Yeah.
I never did.
Oh, I got hit. I panicked.
I never saw a game over screen. Bitches.
I panicked at my first 10-letter word.
Were you like, what does it mean? Like in the thesaurus site?
Why would you look up what a word means in the thesaurus?
Oh yeah, dictionary. That's right. Good point. Yeah.
Idiot. Jesus.
Guess what's getting cut from this episode?
Well,
apparently I was reading about it. Apparently this game has a
Thesaurus.
Yes. No, apparently it has a oh fuck. Its difficulty curve actually changes with you. So if you die,
it has like an adaptive difficulty thing.
Adaptive. That's what I'm looking for. Adaptive difficulty curve. I thought it was a really nice touch because this game would get really frustrating if it didn't.
But
but also, I think it also works the other way, where like if it senses you're doing really well and like not really being challenged, I think it does up the difficulty.
Which is, I think it's a cool idea. Like I know it's technically in an RPG sense, it's just the exact same as leveling to a degree. But I think again. And I'll say this is probably the fifth time I said it, it's something that wouldn't be in this game. Like, if they just made a typing game, they wouldn't have thought about that. They have, once again, gone above and beyond to make this more than just a typing game.
So did you look at the statistics?
No.
To see how many words per minute you'd done and how many mistakes and all that stuff?
I saw. I know you get, like, I saw the achievements are all, like, based on, you've typed how many, like, such and such percentage of this book and this book. Which I think it was pretty
actual
cool.
like personal statistics on the main menu. Yeah, it tells you like all your like typing history in the game. I think I ended with like 25 words a minute.
That's pretty cool.
And I made a lot of mistakes. I typed like 4,500 words. I made over like 1,100 mistakes.
How long did it take you to complete, Alex? Can I just ask?
I think it was by 5 hours. Without opening Steam, didn't actually check the time. I think it was about 5 hours.
Yeah, I can't see it being an overly long game.
No.
From what I played, consider I was able to get through like 2.5, like 2 dungeons and about, I'd say, probably at the entrance of the next one in about less than 2 hours.
I know this is obviously a bit more gameplay and we've gone past that, but to me,
That's alright. You can cut this all together, Hans. That's your job.
My job that I'm not paid for. I think this game needed to be this length. Like, if this was any longer, I think it would be too much. This needs to be the sort of game that you can just knock out in an afternoon.
It ends at a good time. I'll
Yeah.
give it that. Because it gives you one final massive epic arena thing. With, like, every element. Like, just constant stuff happening. And then, after that, you just walk to the end. It's pretty good.
So, I kind of want to move on to the final point because I think it's something that is, especially for me, I felt like this was a big issue for me where I work on a computer like all day. I type pretty much for a living. And in the 21st century where keyboards and people using keyboards and people using actual keyboards or just typing in general on their phones and stuff is so much more prevalent, are typing games still like viable? Because obviously when Typing of the Dead came out, keyboards probably weren't as widespread, and it was like Typing of the Dead was probably a lot of kids and young people's first thing with like a keyboard. Like when it came, I think his Dreamcast came with an actual keyboard controller to use with it. And I think we've gotten so far past that and technology has moved on so much that everyone has a keyboard or is using keyboards or typing from such a young age that typing games feel kind of obsolete, might be the best way to put it.
I feel like typing games have their place, but they need to do it like this where it isn't fully based on the typing. Like, the typing is a mechanic of it, but it isn't the whole reason for it existing, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So this was like the story building, the interactions with the environment, all that kind of stuff, with the typing there as the combat. But like the Typing of the Dead, that's all that you had, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
It was the typing.
Yeah.
So I feel like there is a place for it, but it needs to be done really, really well. And not just like sit there and type.
Yeah.
And that's the game.
I don't know, personally for me, maybe it's just because I am like typing all day and work and all, but this really like seemed like that was the part that made me like not play it as much, was just, it felt like I was at my job. And I don't know if that's just a case of I type for a living or if it's just because like people use keyboard. Like I'm far more used to using a keyboard now than I would have been, say, when Typing of the Dead came out. I know I never played Typing of the Dead when it came out, but I can imagine as a kid being like, oh, fucking words kill zombies. And that would have been cool. But like now it's, yeah, I use a keyboard all the time anyway.
No, that's fair. Like, I can understand why some people might not be overly keen to like put a lot of time into typing games because of that. But like that's why they need, if someone is going to give typing games a revival, they're going to have to like completely mix it up and figure out a way to keep it interesting and grab the attention of the people who do spend their entire day on a keyboard.
Hans? Is Hans here?
No.
Is Hans DC'd?
He has, yes.
Oh, okay. He seemed oddly quiet. Did he message me to say keep going? He has not messaged me to say keep going.
He probably hasn't even realised.
Possibly.
He's probably on a massive monologue.
So, Alex, how much
Nick?
do you hate Hans?
Are we doing it percentage-wise, or...?
Yeah. Oh, Hans needs added back in. He dropped. Shit. How do I do that? Invite more people.
I am trying to do it now.
It could be because he's
Hans,
technically
are you
already
there?
in the call.
Yes, I'm back.
Okay, we kept recording, just so you know.
Yeah, so that's fine.
Okay. Did
no,
you hear my point?
95%, Nick.
No, okay.
That'll make sense later, Hans.
You'll have to listen back to the recording to get the answer of that. Chance, did you hear my point?
95%.
Or where did you drop off?
90, Alex was talking about, he went, I think, and then it cut out, and then the suspense was killing me. So I didn't know what he thought.
So with some clever editing, I will now ask for your point, and you can just cut this all together. There's one seamless conversation.
Okay.
Hans, what do you think?
I think that's a great point, Alex.
Which one? The first or second one?
Yeah, just put this together like a really badly dubbed like anime. Like, yes.
Oh, I can't wait to hear you try and edit this together.
You know, I was going to keep this in. Fuck. You kind of put me on the spot here.
Typing games, 21st century. People use keyboards and typing all the time.
No, yeah, I got all that, yeah. I don't think it's obsolete, but I think much like this game, you got to be a lot more clever with it, and you can't just make it about the typing.
Way to repeat Alex's point, Hans.
For fuck's sake.
Do you just have an original thought for once?
Right, okay. I got this. Okay, hold on. Wait. I got this. Right, yeah, I got this. So what's the story again? I think typing games in general, even back then, is for a very niche audience. Like, you can add all the trimmings on, and that's a cool thing, and you do need to do that. But even with all the story elements and these extra challenges and problem solving and stuff like that, if you say to someone, yeah, try this game, it's all about typing, they're still going to go like, alright mate, sure, okay, whatever. So it's not necessarily that I don't think they're obsolete, but I think there's just not the audience for them that there maybe could have been.
I suppose maybe you could say they are probably they are a now nicher audience than they probably were originally as well.
Yeah, definitely. Because kind of just tie into your point that everyone types nowadays, so like you're kind of going like, well then why do I want to do something I do on a daily basis?
Any final points before we jump to the conclusions?
Hans, give us a percentage. Give us a percentage to answer next previous question.
69.
Okay.
I feel like you're going to change that to be a lot higher once you hear the question.
So personally, Epistory wasn't for me. As someone who spends a lot of their day at a computer typing, coming home playing a game that revolves around typing personally doesn't appeal to me. I can see how well it is made, and the gameplay decisions they have made are all really cool and really interesting. But just the core concept of a typing game doesn't appeal to me at this stage of my life anyway. So it was never going to appeal to me, but there are really good hooks in there for people who are way into typing games, I think.
Like, our whole premise on this is, would I recommend it to a friend? I probably wouldn't. That is not to say it is not a good game. I think it is a good game. I just can't appreciate it because, again, like Nick, I don't see the appeal in a typing game. So yeah, I think I don't think it's a bad game by any stretch of the imagination, but I think you really need to be a fan of typing games to really enjoy this. So yeah, kind of mixed feelings, I suppose I would say on it.
This was my first typing game, and I really enjoyed it. Even as someone who's just come off a course where I typed a crap ton of essays. So I can understand working all day, typing. You're not interested so much in playing a typing game. But, I mean, if it's cheap, you might as well try it. And it's not that expensive, I don't think, to begin with. So
£11.
Yeah, so it's worth a shot if you're interested in, like, story-driven and visually pretty games.
Alex, since you've said you like typing, I'm going to give you a recommendation.
I didn't say I like typing, I just said...
No, you like typing games.
Well, I said I like this typing game?
Yeah. But, okay, you are a member now of two niche audiences. Typing games and wrestling.
Right.
For Typing of the Dead on Steam, I believe someone has made a wrestling workshop mod.
Wow.
And all the phrases are wrestling words.
Wow.
Or, like, words from promos and all. So there you go. That can be your next adventure.
Wow, I'm not going to do that, but I appreciate the information.
And then every time you kill a zombie, it goes, "Ooh yeah!"
Do, 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 do.
So yeah, it seems mixed opinions on Epistory. We, if you're into typing games or don't spend all day in front of a PC, it's
Or
probably
want
for you.
something completely different.
Yeah, they were always going to be a niche audience, and it just seems like they've gotten nicher as time has gone on.
Well,
But
it was
Hans,
solid game. Solid game.
No,
like,
yeah,
like,
very
it is a
well
good
made
game.
game. Like I had no issues playing the game, and the gameplay hooks were there. I'd be interested to see what they do next, because they have a very cool art style, and if they want to build on that, it'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
But Hans, October,
Yeah.
spooky
Yeah.
time.
Oh yeah.
Typing of the dead.
So could you
Indulge us. What will we be playing in October?
I mean, needless to say, it's a spooky game.
I don't believe you.
It's a. Not only is it spooky in the sense that it is a horror game.
It's also terrible.
Well,
Oh god damn it.
but not only that, it's something that we are all afraid of. Guys, boot up your emulators.
Oh god.
We are going to be playing Resident Evil 2.
Oh
why?
god damn.
Hans,
Spooky! Ooh.
I hope this is a joke.
No,
Oh,
deadly serious.
Why?
We're going to play Resident Evil 2.
This is where no one turns up for the next one. And it's just Hans sitting here by himself. So guys, how'd you all find Resident Evil? And it's just...
It's going to be like, how far did you get? 30 minutes.
When's that Resident Evil 2 remake out?
January 2019.
God damn it.
No, you're playing the original, Nick. Suck it up.
Oh, I fucking hate you so much. You're not welcome on this show anymore.
Wow, Hans.
That's fine. It means I don't have to play it. I was actually tempted because I was
Are
sitting
you
there kind of
trying
going...
to beat Icy? For the worst
I was actually
game?
kind of sitting thinking, right,
I'll expect a terrible game. Let's see if I can beat it with another terrible game.
I would know. Do you know what I actually was sitting there? Because like I was kind of going like, right, it's got to be a horror game. I was kind of like, okay,
Oh, let's not pick a good horror game.
I mean, like, doesn't need to, was the last October a horror game?
I don't think it was. But my whole thing is I keep it relevant. No, my mind literally went, what
Yes,
horror?
Resident Evil. Very relevant.
No, it's relevant because it's October and spooky.
Yes.
Alex, you should be thankful because I was actually going to pick Dead Island, and I was like, no.
Oh, I would have happily played Dead Island instead.
So I was kind of like, that's me because
You know
that's
what? I
just
probably would have
Alex.
played more of Dead Island than I would Resident Evil 2.
Well, no, we're playing Resident
You know why?
Evil 2.
Because there's multiplayer in Dead Island.
Well, then next Halloween we'll play Dead Island.
No, we're not doing that now.
October 2017, Ultimate Chicken Horse.
That was pretty spooky.
Spooky.
So you got costumes and stuff. That was like Halloween.
Yes, very good, Alex.
October 2016, Undertale.
Hey,
It
that had
had-
skeletons. That was spooky.
That's the final boss fight with Flowery. It's pretty fucked.
You know what Resident Evil doesn't have in common with those two games? They were both good games.
Are were they both your picks?
No, Ultimate Chicken Horse was I was.
Or was it? Okay.
Yeah, it'll work backwards each month because we skip a month, sure. So next October will be Alex's pick.
Warriors going to pick Dead Island. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
No.
All right,
God, have we been doing this show for 3 years? Holy fuck.
Yeah.
join us next month for fucking Resident Evil.
I hate
Goodbye,
you,
Hans.
Bye.
Goodbye, Alex.
Bye.
Fuck.
Happy Halloween.
Fuck off.